Hola, everybody. GeauxBurns celebrating 6 de Mayo. I know that was yesterday with Cinco de Mayo. Anyways, it is May already, 2015, and so far we have yet to receive any news or information regarding the next DLC for Grand Theft Auto Online. Now, May 2014, we got the High Life update. In fact, in a few days, we'll be celebrating the 1 year anniversary of the High Life DLC. 2 months ago, we got the Heist update, which we've been waiting for a very, very long time. Basically, since the very beginning of Grand Theft Auto Online when it launched in October 2013. So, yes, Heist is the last DLC that we've gotten, and it was about 2 months ago. So, 2 months have passed since the last official update, the last DLC. There have been some minor tweaks, some minor updates along the way, patches and whatnot. But hopefully, we will be getting brand new content this month, whether it's tomorrow or next week, or hopefully by the end of May. Now, the obvious big reason why we did not get any DLC in April was because of PC. Grand Theft Auto 5 and Grand Theft Auto Online finally launched on PC a few weeks ago back in April after a very, very long wait. And the PC version has been Rockstar's focused over the past month. Obviously, with day one patches and various updates that they've posted over the past few weeks in order to get Grand Theft Auto 5 story mode and online running as smoothly as possible on PC. So now we're here, the 5th month of 2015, May, and will the next DLC finally drop this month? Now, it could come out as early as tomorrow, or it could come out next Tuesday, or next Thursday, or as I mentioned, hopefully before the month of May is over. But the question everyone is asking, what will the next DLC be, and can it top Heist? I think the answer to that question is probably not. It's not going to be on the same level as Heist, because there's various types of DLCs. Let's go over that real quick. I have three categories. There's the small DLCs that we get like Beach Bum, LTS, and Business. The big DLCs or medium-sized DLCs like High Life, Hipster, Independence, and those vary in size. So it's kind of a very broad category, the big DLCs. Then, of course, the massive DLC, which I think we've only technically gotten one massive DLC, which of course is the Heist update, because it was so massive, not only with the new content and the Heist missions and the new vehicles, it completely updated the current gen versions of Grand Theft Auto Online. I mean, there was a lot of interiors that were changed, including the high-end apartments, the entrances to apartments. The Heist update is a massive update, not only size-wise, but along with everything that came with that update. So obviously it took a very long time for Rockstar to make the Heist DLC, several years in fact, but now we're probably going to see another big DLC or small DLC in order to appease the masses. Now, if we go backwards in time a year ago, in the spring of 2014, we got several DLCs back to back to back to back. Anyways, in February 2014, we got Valentine's Massacre. In March 2014, we got the Business update. Then in April, we got the Capture Creator. In May, a year ago, as I mentioned already, the High Life update. Then in late June, we got the Hipster update. And then 2 weeks later, in July, we got the Independence update. And in August, we got the San Andreas Flight School DLC. Now, I don't think that we're going to ever see that again when it comes to Grand Theft Auto Online, because obviously it's an old game. Yes, it's now finally on current gen consoles, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC, along with last gen Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. But I get the feeling that Rockstar is probably prepping to move on to their next game. Now, it doesn't mean that they're not going to support Grand Theft Auto Online for the next year or so with updates, patches, and more DLCs to come in 2015 and hopefully 2016 as well. But I don't think we're going to see what we saw last spring with several months in a row of constant updates with new content and DLC. So I don't think that's going to happen, but I would like to still see once every 2 or 3 months Rockstar put out a new DLC throughout 2015, and they would start slowing it down, obviously, in 2016. But call it wishful thinking, call it my own intuition or bullshit. I have a feeling that we're going to be getting new DLC in May because obviously 2 months have passed since Heist. We already talked about that, and I think Rockstar really does still want to keep gamers interested in coming back and playing Grand Theft Auto Online on all consoles, PC, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and last gen. And the only way that Rockstar can do that is by continuing to churn out new content. Now, I think we're going to be extremely lucky if we get a big DLC, similar to the size of High Life or Hipster. I don't know if it's going to be that big, but I think we're at least going to get something in regards to a DLC, possibly a small or medium-sized DLC with maybe a few new vehicles, maybe a new weapons, some new clothing items, maybe some new job types would be really cool. Now, a couple DLC possibilities that have been rumored about regarding leaked code that has been found, even though I don't really consider that any grain of credibility or source, it's just mere speculation, is the possibility of finally getting a Cops and Crooks DLC or a High Roller slash Casino Gambling DLC. I don't know if that's going to happen, either one of those DLCs this month, or maybe something completely different like a Military Appreciation DLC coming out around the end of the month in May and early June, something I talked about in a previous Top 5 Ideas episode. By the way, best Top 5 Ideas coming up this Friday. But other than a few leaked pieces of coding and whatnot, there's no real hard proof that there's going to be a military type DLC, Cops and Crooks, or High Roller Casino DLC until Rockstar officially confirms it. Then again, they could be easy and just call it High Life 2.0, since, as I mentioned already, we are approaching the 1-year anniversary of the High Life DLC update. Maybe they'll add a fourth property, a new sports car, a new supercar, a new weapon, some new clothing items, as I already mentioned. What would you like to see in a May DLC? If you had your say, or if you could pick from one of the DLCs, rumors that I've talked about and others have discussed, like Cops and Crooks, High Life 2.0, High Roller, Military Appreciation, a Retro DLC, a Western DLC paying homage to Red Dead Redemption. What DLC would it be, and what is some of the content that you would like to see in that update? And do you think that we are going to actually get a May DLC? Feel free and chime in below with your 2 cents in the comments section.